Okay? Let's go to the 9th commandment. Verse 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. In other words, we're not to say we saw or heard something that we didn't hear in order to go along with somebody else. Take, for instance, a fight took place inside of a restaurant. And you knew the people that were fighting. And you knew that, we'll just say, Terry, who's a person that you've known for a while, passed the first lick and hit, say, Jim for no reason. But then when the police come, and first thing Jim says is, yes, I was wrong for fighting, but this gentleman over here hit me for no reason. And out of self-defense, I went to fight. But then Terry says, no, see, that's not how it happened. See, now, what really happened is he pushed up on me and I hit him. And then we started fighting. If you don't believe me, ask Dale over there. Dale was here, he saw it. And then Dale walks over and said, yeah, it happened just like that. Just like Terry said. The man pushed up on him and they started fighting. Knowing that he didn't even see what started the fight. Only thing he saw is when he walked in the door, they were fighting. He didn't see what happened. He didn't hear what happened. But yet he bare false witness, saying he saw what happened when he did not. So now, instead, Jim's going to jail. Terry's getting off scot-free. And him and Dale over here laughing it up, going on about their business. And Jim over here and his party are left devastated. Now, they have to come out of their pockets to go and pay to have him bonded out. Money that they didn't have to spend. Money that cost them because of a lie. A lie that came from someone that was bearing false witness. If I don't want for someone to lie on me and then another person come along and agree with them and cover them up in their lie to cause me pain and suffering, then I wouldn't bear false witness on my neighbor. Because I love them too much to put them through that type of hurt and pain unnecessarily because of my actions. My God. The 10th commandment, verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Now, anything that belongs to somebody else, I shouldn't cover it. I shouldn't have no desires of having anything that belongs to someone else. Belongs to anybody. Their car. I shouldn't want their car. Their new house. I shouldn't desire to want their new house. See, because first of all, these are seeds being planted. If I start covering their house, I'm coming up with plots and plans of deceit to try and take it. Their car, same thing. Deceits, plots, and plans of taking it. Their wife or husband, seeds planted of deceit. Coming up with some scheme or something to take that which they have. I don't want anybody else to go through that type of pain and suffering of something being covered by someone else that belonged to me. I don't want that pain and suffering, and I don't wish that on anyone else. So if I like what my neighbor has, then I should get my own and not be concerned about theirs. If I like their house, then I need to go and talk to a realty and show them a picture of their house and say, I like this style of house. Do you all have any of those available? If they say no, then that's fine. Go find a contractor. Show them a picture of the house. They can build you one. And it's yours. You know, my God, when we really look at the 6 commandments that God gave, in order for us to know how to love our neighbors, our fellow man, if we obey those 6 commandments, with those 6 commandments, all sins toward man fall up under. They fall up under all sins. Whatever kind of sinful thought that you can come up with in your mind, conceive of, fall within those 6 categories against your fellow man. If you love them enough to not cause them to go through that pain and suffering, you won't sin toward man. You won't sin. And how to keep those 6 commandments? Love them enough. How do I love them enough? I don't want to be done that way, so I will not do them that way. See, the world has this saying, do unto others as they've done unto you. That's not how it goes. It's do unto others as you would have them do toward you. If I want to be treated fairly, then I treat everybody fairly. If I want to be spoken truthfully on, then I tell the truth concerning others. If I want, my God, my stuff to always be where I put it, then I won't ever steal from nobody. If I don't want anybody plotting and planning about taking something that belongs to me, whether it's a ransom, whether it's a blackmail, whatever it is, then guess what? I won't blackmail anybody. I won't commit a sin against them to take that which belongs to them. Loving our neighbor as ourselves is what Jesus said was the second commandment. But that first commandment, that first great commandment, was love thy God with all thy hearts, soul, and mind. If you have no other, put no other God before God, there is no one else greater than the Creator. If we never try to put anyone else above the Creator, then guess what? We love God. If we love Him enough to never try to put anyone above Him, if we love Him enough to never even see, first of all, if we think about it, look around your home. How many statues you have of birds, tigers, bears, eagles, figurines of people, whatever. Those are idols. God said, make no graven images of any likeness of anything in the heavens above, beneath the earth, the waters beneath the earth. Make no graven images of it. He didn't say you couldn't have a picture of it. Don't make an image of it. Why? Because those things become idols. And God knows this. So He said, don't have it. I'm guilty of it. I used to have a table full of figurines. I had different shelves full of figurines that I've collected from different states and places down throughout the years. They were mine. I bought them. They were mine. People knew I loved them. They would buy them for me. They were mine. But if you wanted to upset me, I was a very nice person, I thought. But if I came home one day and I don't do an inventory on my things. I know where all my things are. My eyes catch, wait a minute, something missing. Where's my this or where's my that? Well, I came home one day and I seen about 2 or 3 of my figures of people missing out of their places. And I went looking for them. And when I found them where they done put them, their heads were broke off. I went into a rage. Why? Because they were my things. And somebody has destroyed my property. My things. It was some people that came over to visit my husband. And they had children. And my husband didn't notice them picking up my figurines, playing with them, and broke the heads off of them. Well, my husband knew that they were mine, so he couldn't do anything about them. So he moved them out of sight. Until he can try to replace them. But instead, I got home before he can replace them. Now, when I saw myself Because God loves us so much that he has to allow us to see ourselves in order to correct us. He has to allow me to see what's in me so that I confess that thing that, Lord, I'm guilty. I am guilty of having another God before you. Not putting it above you, but it's in your presence that I have another God. I'm guilty of it. I'm wrong. Lord, forgive me and help me to never do that sin again. And Father, if there's anything else in me that's not pleasing in your sight, that's not of you, you take that out too. You show it to me that I might confess and give that to you also. I got rid of all my figurines. I'm going to tell you how. I didn't do it that day. I'm going to tell you because I wasn't so devastated right then. I was upset. I was upset. But God had to take it to a whole nother level for me to see it. Really see it. And when he took it to that level, we had been out of town for about a month, visiting in another state, visiting my mother. Because my father had passed, and my mother's health was going down since the death of my father. So we went and stayed in the state that my mother lived in, so I could be close to her for a month to make sure she was back on her feet and her health was back up to par before we went home. Well, when we came back home, someone had broken into our home. And they had stolen all my figurines. I was devastated. I was in a rage. I was more concerned about my figurines to the point that I had not even noticed that when we came in the house, the curtains were on the front part of the house, but on all the curtains on the back side of the house in our den were missing. There were no curtains. Someone had, not only that they had taken the figurines, they took the curtains that I made with my own hands. They took all the curtains. They took a bar that we had set up right there by the den, so that the kids could eat their breakfast at and watch TV without actually eating in the den. They took the bar and the stools. I hadn't noticed any of those. My rage and focus was on my figurines. And that's when it hit me. I had made a God out of them. And when God allowed them to be taken away, then from there, I took it. I got rid of all the rest. In other words, I purchased no more. There was no more that I bought. I didn't accept any more that were given to me. Because when God opened that thing up for me to see, for it to upset me that much about things that can be replaced, to the point that anger had set in, that had I even solved it, who had stolen these products, only God knows how I would have reacted. But I know for a fact I would not have reacted in a decent manner. I would not have reacted in the manner of a woman professing Christ. That was an eye-opener for me. That I had read those commandments over and over and over many times, but I never understood that commandment to that depth until that day God opened it up for me to see. And that's why I'm here today, opening up the Word of God to you, that your eyes might be open. The Sabbath. The Sabbath has been taken out of contents for so many years. Even down to dealing with the high priests, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, all of them, all the way back to Jesus' day. Taking it out of context, making it to a point that it is a grievous thing when it's supposed to be a love thing. Love. You can't work. You can't do this on this day. In other words, okay, my job that I work at, that I go and work 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. I meant Sunday through Thursday, I'm sorry, because I work at night, so it's from Sunday night to Friday morning. All right? Now, that is what I do. That's my job. I go to work because I desire to work. God placed me there for a reason.